Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, hello, Gnostic. Is Gnostic the only one here? Man, the watch screen's like, YouTube's been doing weird stuff lately. Like, numbers across every board is down. It's kind of interesting. Kind of weird. I guess if you're the corporate CNN's doing a lot better, I hear, but, you know, anyway. Well, today we're going to talk about this fun, exciting news out of Google upselling for more storage. Why is this news? Well, I wanted to cover this from a different perspective today because I found the article interesting and a little on the whiny side, and so I had to go ahead and chat about that a little bit. So we'll give it a few more minutes, see who else jumps on board. Hello, Ricky. Greetings there, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. Badger Boy, how's it going there? English Bob, afternoon to you. Michelangelo, still love your work. Fun Linux Laptop, good morning to you. Talk about Fun Linux Laptop. You should see the condition of my Dell right now. You want to see the condition of my Dell? We're waiting for some people. I'll tell you the condition of my Dell right now. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Because this Dell, which is the model 7548, Dell Inspiron 15 7548, the keyboard stopped working. So, you know, simple. $20 part. You literally have to field strip the computer down to nothing to replace the keyboard. Stupidest Dell design ever. Every other Dell I've had, 2 screws on the bottom, lift the keyboard out. Some of them you don't even have to take the bottom panels off. But this one here, I mean, I got, what do I got? Oh, I got the battery screws right here. Here's your battery. Yummies. I labeled everything because it's going to take me a week to get them in. I wanted to make sure the keyboard is actually broken. Here's for the cover. Heatsink. I'm going to need to go and get me some more paste to put my heatsink back on. Here's my fan. Wireless, of course. Hard drive. Yay. Need a hard drive for your computer. These guys here, which are like, you got to take these plastic things off. I'm not sure they're ever going to go back on. Of course, this is the keyboard bracket mount. The motherboard screws. We got the motherboard right here. Yeah. It's almost like one of those Louis Rossmann Macs, isn't it? I'm dropping stuff. What do we got? Oh, the hinge screws. Because we had to take the whole hinge off of the thing as well. What's this? Oh, these are the keyboard screws. There's 25, guys. There are 25 screws holding this keyboard onto the board. Overkill at all, by chance? And then we get down to the little bottom board, which has nothing but the mouse pad still on it, which is in good shape, so we're not going to do anything with that. Oh, and the speakers are good. And of course, inside of this, I have the top panel, which is the glass LCD stuff, so I'm keeping that inside that. Nice and protected, so gotta wait for the parts to get here to fix that keyboard, and then we'll be reassembling the Dell. That'll be fun. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting a Dell Inspiron 75, the computer's not bad, but man, repairability, you can do it. There's guides for it. They make the parts. Oh man, it's just hard. Hold on a second. There we are. So, about a week or so, I should have the keyboard. Actually, eBay suggested the keyboard will be in before the 1st. So like by the 1st, a couple days. I'll have the keyboard in, then we'll do that. Should we stream putting that thing back together? I don't have the parts memorized, so I'll have to be following the guides. But anyway, that's fun. All right, let's see. Immature Hacker, thoughts on Tails 4.0. Hey, we finally have a GNOME shell on Tails that's actually somewhat modern. That's what I think about it. Not my favorite desktop environment, of course, but what is that? That's running, I think that's running 3.30 now? So, yeah, when I did the look at the RC candidate of Tails 4, I thought it was good. I mean, I didn't see any major groundbreaking things, just a lot of system software updates. I didn't see any other major groundbreaking things. It wasn't like, you know, version 3, was it 3.8, I think, when they added Veracrypt. That was a pretty big deal. But yeah, it's Tails 4 is good. I like it. You cannot upgrade from Tails 3X to 4X, sadly, so I will have to redo my my Tails build and see if there's anything on my persistent drive or not. I'm not sure if there is. I don't travel with it a lot. Let's see. It's why I like ThinkPads. Yeah, well, I have my other Dell. think I've replaced almost every piece on my other Dell computer. Way easier to fix than that one. hey, at least it's fixable. You know, it's fixable and things like that. Oh, dude, you're getting a Dell. Yeah, I do remember that ad. Dell Latitude is easy to service. Don't even like thinking about opening my Acer. Yeah. I've done some simple repairs on Acers. I helped a friend of mine fix a broken screen. Of course, RAM upgrades, all easy stuff. Not bad. Hello, Simply Linux. Greetings to you. The Hollow Knight. Hello to you. A rainy day there. Yeah, it's going to rain later on here, so I still need to record some outdoor videos today. Did not get the opportunity yesterday, so we'll see what we get. Well, should we dive on into this Google news? 1 second. I need to move my mouse pad back over there. This was padding something on that computer. Okay, there we are. Now we're back. Service upsells. All right. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into this stuff. Let me mute this for... Still getting that morning garbage out of the lungs, you know? All right, all right. We got a yes, we got a no. What's going on here? I don't know what to do. How many laptops are binned for what would be a simple repair? Probably a lot. Hey, back in my day, I've probably binned several laptops for simple repairs. You know, back before I really got into tearing computers apart and stuff. But I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and dive on into this this article here, shall we? Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, this article was sent to me by Dan. Thank you very much. I love getting articles like this. And Google is upselling us for more data. The headline you might have seen is basically plagiarized across a dozen or so news sites is Gmail hooked us on free storage. Now Google is making us pay. So I pulled out a couple of these. I think this one's kind of more short and concise. I really wanted to read the tweets in this one, so we got to do this because we have a little bit of the situation of the, you know, what's going on in our crazy world. Of course, some people will say the millennials and Gen Zers are just kind of whiny, and the reality is some of them are that they're extremists. Not necessarily in a bad, well, okay, never mind. Maybe in a bad way. But they're extremists. They will either sit on one side of an extreme of very good in their life and one side of the extreme of very bad. So you work with a lot of them. And like I know a guy that's, you know, he thinks that going to college is just a giant colossal waste. And so he's did the tech school route, paid everything up front for a 6-month certification where he'll get out of there and probably have a very livable wage versus all the buddies that he graduated with who are all taking out $100,000, $200,000 in student loans to go to college and 4 years later may or may not be able to find a job. And then you get some of them are really, hey, I'm not going to borrow money at all. And you get a lot of these, but then you get the opposite extreme. And that guy is really good at he's just good at work. He's good at all these things. Goes up to his job, even though he's not, doesn't love his current service industry job, but still goes there when he's there. He arrives on time. He'll come in if they need help. He works really hard, all these types of things. But then you get the opposite extreme. That's just like the entitled mentality to its nth degree. And that's actually what I see more of in this article, because reality is Google pulled a play out of whose book? The drug dealers. So say no to drugs. And that's what this channel's always been about. You know, the first thing I saw in Windows that seriously irked me is when they added OneDrive to try and get people to send all of your data to Microsoft without the ability to remove that crap off of Windows 8.1. It was really, for me, one of those early things that really started to push me over the edge. And as I've talked on this channel several times, I've talked in the past about, you know, managing your email better. Even if you need to use Gmail, you should still be using Gmail in such a way that your emails are not staying on Google's servers outside of emails that have to be there. And there are ways to do this. I talk about I talk about these types of things in several different videos I have on the channel about managing your email better. And I had a video somewhere, and I cannot for the life of me find it. And that's the problem with having two channels, and I think over almost 3,000 videos between the two channels. Somewhere on there I had a video on digital minimalizing, and I can't seem to find that video. I even went through the minimalism and the simplifying lists in both channels. I could not find that video. So we're going to have a lot of remnants of this, but it's clearly stuff I haven't said at least for the last year, so I don't think I'm really going to be repeating myself too much. But the fact of the matter is, one of the things that I have seen is this error, this problem we've had in society when smartphones started to take over. Now, of course, you guys know that my smartphone went down last week for a little bit. And with my smartphone going down, guys, it really didn't mess with my world at all because I'm not addicted to my phone. Why do I use a smartphone? Well, I like checking my email in the morning. I like being able to check it and respond to things on the fly. And I like sharing my mobile data. Other than that, and I do actually compile my news articles for the week on the phone as well. I do that while I'm having dinner. That's kind of my dinner thing. I'll cook my dinner, eat my dinner, and I'll go through all the news sites. And then I will take those news articles and I will put them into there, which I can actually do that on a tablet as well. But the fact of the matter is, since the cell phones have become there are some people that use their phones appropriately, but then most people have just become so addicted to their phones, just completely addicted to their phones. And that's what this article is getting at. So Google first came out with their Gmail, and I forget exactly when it was, 2006, I don't know, 2004, 2006. 2004 is when it launched, right here in the article. And when it first launched, they actually had a bigger data cap than anybody else. It was amazing. And then for a while, their data caps kept going up and up. Finally, they stopped raising the data cap because, you can't just give infinite amounts of people in the world free access to unlimited data. It's just not reasonable. And so they put this together, but of course they have their Drive where you can store your photos, and all these things are tied into your account. So now your one group Google account for free is 15 gigabytes. Now, there's been some discussion with the smartphones. They keep on going up and up and up and up in size. Like, I can't remember how big my first smartphone was. It was probably 8 gigabytes, but of course we had external cards. So I can have my camera taking pictures to the external cards. Nowadays, where more and more phones do not have your external SD cards, we have to rely on internal memory. So now a small phone is considered the 64 gig. And what ends up happening is we have gotten so used to using our phone for everything and keeping everything perpetually on it. And what ended up happening is we've become addicted to this, and we've lost our ever-loving minds about how to manage our life. Because you remember the time when you had your digital camera? I mean, some of y'all remember the time when you had a film camera. But you have your digital camera. And you'd go out, you'd have your vacation, go to your beach pictures, and you'd come home, and you'd plug your camera in your computer, and you'd download the pictures, and you'd look at them all, go, oh, that one needs deleted. Oh, I definitely delete that one. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, look at this. Oh, that was so fun. Oh, that's such a good picture. And we had all of our photos on our computers. If we were doing backups, hopefully we were. Some people were, some people weren't. You'd have a backup of these things. The card on your camera was cleared and ready for the next trip. Well, now with our smartphones, where we're just snap, 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 snap. But the problem, and that's not the problem. The problem is that we're never coming back and clearing the things off. So what's happening, and I want to get to the tweets in these articles. He says, this guy here says, these are just hilarious tweets. Like, entitlement to the nth degree. Out of storage space and will soon be unable to send or receive emails until you free up space is displayed. Could you please define soon? My storage was full less than 24 hours. I'm afraid I have not received a very important email about an interview. Okay, whiny millennial. I'm just going to make an assumption. My apologies. And if you're one of those good millennials, good Gen Zers that I was talking about earlier, this does not apply to you. If you are unaware, you can take this device, and usually with the device, you are given a cable. With this cable, you can find the side that fits in the bottom of the device. Oh, you got to plug it in right and go, oh. And then the other end of this cable actually plugs right into your computer, which I don't have a port open on the front of the computer, I do it. And then you can come in here and say, transfer files. And you can move files off of your phone and put them on your computer and clear them off of your phone and clear them off of your Google storage. Because Google shouldn't be having all of your personal photos anyway. You should be having a strategy for your photos that does not involve them being on somebody else's servers. So I'm sorry, take a little bit of time and clean out your Google account and start using your phone like an organized human being. Let's go ahead and get to the second guy. This guy apparently is stuck on the moon. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Stuck on the moon was the first guy. We just don't have good formatting. So yes, he is stuck on the moon apparently because he didn't know you can plug the cable into the computer and transfer your photos. Alpha Kur, whatever that is. I'm not going to be able to say that one. Hello, I am not able to receive new emails. Please check the issue. Tried all solutions. Given the help and feedback. Solution. Clear stuff off your Google account. Y'all have been using it as a dumping ground for everything you've wanted to do on the internet, and you have not taken the time to clear it off. Okay. Midas, he has the Midas touch apparently. One self-described tech enthusiast said he's opened multiple Gmail accounts to avoid bumping up on Google's storage limits. The way I abuse Google Drive, 15 gigabytes free cloud storage, I have 7 email addresses. Why? You know, I talked about these videos that I had. So I, of course, prefer to run my email off of Google. I understand if you need to, you might have a job where they use Google services. You might be at a school. People, set your computer up with a POP3 system. Have your computer download a copy of those. And all of those emails, by the way, will store into a file and make sure that file is in your backups. You will never lose an email. And then on your device, you only keep the email here as long as it's relevant. Once the email is no longer relevant, you delete it off of your device. You delete it off of your device. That way you only have the most important things with you when you are mobile, and your home base contains everything that you need. And then your server stays clear, and you never run out of space. So what these guys are whining about is Google Chromebooks used to have, when you got a Chromebook, you would get 100 gigabytes of space at no charge for 2 years. Back in May 2019, they cut that back to 1 year. Google Pixel phones originally launched with a free unlimited storage space. The latest Pixel 4 that just came out still has free photo storage, but the images are compressed, reducing the quality. 1,100 people signed an online petition to bring back the free full photo deal. Why? Get your own backup photo solution. Reality. How many of you guys actually, tell me in the comments, how many of you guys thought I was going to come out here and bash Google for this today? I think this is a hilarious nothing burger. Okay, the organizer of the petition, no doubt one of these whiny millennials, not the good millennials. I already talked about, guys. I've already prefaced this. If you've just jumped on, I spent the first 5 minutes defending that some millennials are amazing people. This guy, I'm going to bet, just a bet, the online petition organizer called Google's change a hypocritical and cash-grabbing move. Why? Guys, say no to drugs. The drugs is to utilize their platform to wall you into their garden and to keep you locked in their ecosystem. It's always been their plan. Since the start of these smartphones, we store the data. They get in, probably not the day one, but early on, they're like, man, people are taking a lot of photos. They're really not taking stuff off like they used to clean off their cameras and stuff. Let's give them online solutions. But now, since people will never delete their old photos, they'll never delete their old emails, they'll never go through their phone and clean things up, they'll never keep things nice and tidy. Photo cameras keep getting better. We keep on selling. The cameras now have like 782 million megapixel cameras or something, which means one photo is taking about a quarter of a gig of space. And you're wondering why you're running out of space. And they got the solution for you. You need more space. Oh, you just need more space. You just need more space. This is why if you look at the generation of the iPhones, why they keep on their base models have more and more and more and more system memory as times go by. Because we're not cleaning stuff off. We're not living our life as we once did. We're not going back and saying, I don't need to keep all of this stuff on this one device. We have become so addicted to these smartphones. And like all addictions, it throws our life into chaos. We're going out snapping photos and we're never taking them off, putting them into our main backup archive. We're relying on these guys' cloud-based storage programs. We're relying on them to make sure our phone never changes its appearance. And in so doing, we are giving the keys and the control of our life to other people. And I know this is going to come as a shocker, but they're companies. Google is not a philanthropic organization that seeks to give you unlimited storage space. This is why this channel exists, to teach you how to not get tied into their ecosystem. Don't get tied into their ecosystem. Set your emails in such a way so that your own devices are your master controls. Set up your own devices so your own pictures are on your services, not on theirs. Sure, you want to keep a few things and share them among your friends on Facebook? Why would you want to? But if you would, that's okay. Delete the things off of your phone once you share it on Facebook. You want to send them up to your family to share them with your family through a joint Google account? That's fine. Every single photo you snap does not need to do that. So delete the ones that don't need to, after, of course, they're backed up on your computer. Unless it really is a truly horrendously ugly photo, in which case, for sure, delete it. But I'm looking at this article, and the fact of the matter is, Google has just pulled a card from the drug dealer's handbook. Get them addicted, get them coming back, and then charge them. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. That's why I've been teaching this stuff for a long time. To have your own solutions. So they're whining about $199 a month for up to 100 gigabytes of data. By the way, 15 gigabytes of free space is generous. I'll just tell you that. 15 gigabytes of free space is generous. Enough room for 5,000 photos, depending on the resolution. Costs $199 a month for 100 gigabytes and up from there. Yeah. Storage space costs money. If you don't want that option, I think you can actually get, let's see. I know it might be more. I don't know. No, I think for 100 gigabytes, I think on an AWS S3 bucket, I think it would actually cost you only $1.50 a month. I think it's a little cheaper on an S3 bucket. If you really want to store all that stuff on Amazon, you could do that. Of course, a 1 terabyte hard drive costs you like a one-time fee of like $50 these days. I don't even know if you can find those. I think it's going to be like 2 terabyte now for $60. 2 terabytes is enough to back up all your computers a couple of times over. Buy 2 of those drives. Keep one of them in your house and put one of them in your friend's house. So if your house burns down, your friend has your data. Or, I put them in a bank vault. Yeah, whatever. Don't rely on these services. And certainly, if you are relying on these services, don't whine. Google wants to charge me now. They got me hooked on their services. Get off their services. You do not need to carry 15 gigabytes of photos there. Download them off your device, put them onto your computer, put them into backups, and delete them from your account. Voila! You won't be missing your important job interview. And if you're an employer And if Stuck on the Moon is applying to you and this kid can't figure out this simple solution, ask him a couple much harder interview questions. If he can get past those, maybe he can be a candidate. Wow. Company ended the Chromebook 2-year 100 gigabyte offering around the same time, while the Pixel photo storage ended in October with the release of Pixel 4. Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Photos have more than 1 billion users each as the company whittles away free storage offers and prompts more people to pay. That creates a potential huge revenue stream for the company. If 10% of Gmail users sign up for the new $199 a month Google One subscription, that would generate almost $2.4 billion a year annually. Yep. Get off your drugs. Get off your drugs and you will not need to contribute to Google corporate overlords $2.4 billion of annual revenue. I'm not concerned about this. Not concerned. Because I don't have any stuff in Google Drive. Actually, I take that back. When I did I was teaching at a kids science camp, and since we had some time off and I, know a little bit about photography and videography, I actually volunteered to go around and take all the photos. So just as the best solution, I was like, took all the photos that I had and I just threw them up into a Google Drive on one of my business accounts. And it's like, here guys, have the photos, because I don't use my Google Drive for anything. I said, I'll probably take those down eventually. I don't know when. I mean, eventually I'll take them down. And they're, by the way, they're encrypted up there. I actually put them in an encrypted file and I just distributed the passkey out to anybody who was at the camp. So if somebody gets in there and grabs them or something, nobody can see the photos, which is good. But at the same time, say no to drugs, people. Say no to your smartphone doing everything. All right. I think we're going to come back. I'm going to do some more general tips on data minimalizing. So since we only have a little bit of time here, I think that'd be a good separate video, and I can't find the other one. So we'll pause this one for now. So thanks for coming along, guys. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. All right. So I'll go off the cuff and do a second video here. Hello, if you just jumped on. How many of you guys thought I was going to bash Google for this? I'm going to bash them about as much as I bashed the local drug dealer down here. I'm not concerned. I'm not on drugs, man. All right. I think I saw Pizza show up. Pizza. How's it going there, Pizza? Had to draw on the wall. Simply Linux had to draw on the wall. Fair point. They do own Alienware. Yeah. I have only 32 gig on my phone. I think that's what mine is right now. 32 gig. Let's see. Cat Gamer, greetings. I have 256 gigabytes on your phone. All right. Life Sucks has 8 gig on the phone. Is it enough for everybody? I remember Chalk on Slate. Oh, yeah. I taught at one of those schools. I'll tell you what, Chalk is way better to teach with than whiteboard markers. Whiteboard markers are a pain. Automatic cloud backup that Google, Microsoft, Apple provides is also a problem. Photos leak from these accounts without people even knowing the phone migrated the pictures. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Fair and Dev, how's it going there? Don't forget to plug it in the correct way around to the bottom of the phone. I'm telling you what is complicated, but putting those cables into those phones and then figuring out, I'm telling you though, the stupidest design ever was this thing here, because, really, how many times do you guys do this? You put it in and it won't fit, so you do this to figure out you were right all along. Why does the USB port never go in the first time? What's going on here? I don't know. Uses file transfer cable. I always use FTP server on the phone. Yeah, I don't have an FTP server on my phone. I just use a transfer cable. USB flash drive. Yeah. Really want your data should be stored locally on 2 separate devices. Yes. Well, I do 2 local and 1 offsite is what I do. Phones are backed up to my VPS through FTP. There you go. Organized human being. Yeah. Listening while driving. Not going to text in the chat lest I die, but I'm here. All right, Mitchell. Well, stay safe, man. Stay safe. 4-year-old entry phone is probably still a good phone, you know. Keep turning off iCloud backup, then it turns itself back on. Says I'm out of storage and wants to sell me more. Lord. No. I solved that. I think what I ended up doing is I actually, once I downloaded the apps I needed, I actually just completely disconnected my Apple account from the phone. I think you can still download apps to the App Store without having your iPhone account on the phone itself. I think that's how I solved it. I know I solved that problem. I don't remember exactly how I solved it. I think that was it. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings. Surprised you kept bashing exclusive to Google so far. Idiots and not Google this time. Yeah. Yeah. As a millennial, I'm never offended when people dislike millennials. I don't consider myself related to them either. Well, that's the thing. Is like some of them are amazingly good and some are amazingly bad. You just don't find any middle of the road ones. Storage space I use for my phone is called Car Glove Box. Best storage solution. There you go. Yeah. Phone is dying, but I have a backup. 2 backups. Phone is never a lifeline. Yep. Thing I worry about with backup photos on Google is I've read the EULA like most people have, I'm sure. If I still own the photos or what I agreed to Google can use. Yeah, not to mention they can change it at any time. If they change it on you, then it's like now it's a mad rush to get them out of there. And that usually occurs right when you have about 1,000 other things you need to do. Delete messages, photos, call history off my phone. Plus picture, always delete emails once I'm done with the emails. Plus OS Drive, I do not keep data on there. I have a separate drive for that. Yep. Hi, Katie. You want to come say hi to Anna Rita? Want to come say hi to Anna Rita? Yeah. Hello, Anna Rita. Where's my digital girl? All right. What if I like the conveniences? Well, if you like the conveniences, then don't whine about it when they start charging you more for it. You know, I don't find the convenience worth what the final cost is, and the final cost is not necessarily a dollar value. Megasync gives you 50 free. Okay, so Megasync, there's an option for you, I guess. Generally, once you upload any file to a cloud service, it becomes theirs. Yep. PC, is it PC Lost Cloud? PC Lost Cloud, I guess, 25 gig. All right. 15 gigs is easier to consume with sync, probably. $15 free, and I use 1% of that. Why? Because I delete emails. Yep. Yeah, there's some people like what they call the zero box, the zero inbox. I can't do that for the number of things I have to keep for different business projects going on, but you know. Haiku runs like a scolded cat. My scolded cat runs pretty good. I guess that's how it runs, huh? Use one summer to delete to fit 15 gigabytes. Yep. Wow, one whole summer, huh? Any millennials ever heard of external drives? Honestly, yes, but sometimes they just don't think of that. What to have for food? I'm thinking I might go and find myself a Chinese buffet today. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm feeling with some Chinese buffet. Drugs are fried eggs in a pan. That's right. I had the sweater that said, if this is your brain on drugs, this is your brain on drugs with 2 sides of bacon and, you know, slices of toast, something like that. It was a fun shirt. Sure you want to delete these files? Yes. Pimps and drugs. What have I joined? Oh, just a Google discussion. Proton Mail for family and friends. I have the free 500 megabytes of email storage. Guess what? I have 1% of that used. Yep. Hello, people and mascots. It's okay to just not take the bait. But the problem for many lies in how many of their colleagues only use Google Drive as a backup for projects, specifically in media. I mean, that's a different case, though. Now we're crossing from a personal life, which is what this entire article is moved to, into a business environment. Business environment, you got to pay for your services, you know. I pay for hosting at 2 separate companies at this point, you know. There's a lot of these different odds and ends to look at, to consider. So just a thought. But, you know, this is, of course, is all the article applied mostly to just personal people and people whining that I'm out of storage. I might miss an interview email. Delete some of your pictures. Particularly the ones of you drinking and playing beer pong, because those are not going to be flattering for your employer when he browses through your social media. See, and that's the thing. And that's the thing, right? So as far as all this is concerned, I don't have a problem with Google or Apple or Microsoft selling their service as a business. I have the options to not, and I want to teach people how to have these options to not be tied into those. Like myself, I'll try and show alternatives, but people tend to hug their digital safe zone like a bear, even if it has more spikes than a cactus. It's my digital safe spot. Cat's like, dude, leave me alone. Oh, how many will ZHS fish, etc. Google though? Yep. Portable hard drives. Interested in a 100-year Blu-ray discs. It's one of those new finagled USB plug thingies. That's right. You gotta say that more like an old Southern man, right? Ain't you one of them new finagled USB pluggy thingies? Ain't that the moonshine? All right. Handle your internet backup folder as public. Yeah. Instead of bashing Google? What? All right. Many fields of work just dictate use X or Y program, or you take your leave. Again, that's fine. We're not talking about a work environment. We're talking about a personal environment. All right. Bought a new cell phone. 8-year-old cell phone died. RIP. Bought a Samsung Galaxy A20. It has 32 gigabytes. And when the guy said it only has 32, I said, that's plenty. Yeah, I just said, you should have said, do you have anything smaller? I mean, 256 just for my music library. Don't store too many photos on the phone. So dumb sometimes they don't know how to plug in a USB device. Yep. See you later, Fun Linux Laptop. Have a good one. Those files need better screen and at least some studio monitors. Yeah. Can Google use your photos? I don't know if Google's ever put that in. Some companies do. You need to check the EULA. I don't remember what Google's policy says because I don't put photos there. At least not in the format that they know they're photos, you know. Love cats more than dogs. I know. I love my cats more than dogs. I actually hate dogs. True confessions, I hate dogs. My mother married this psychopathic lunatic, and he moved his mother into the apartment on the front half of the house. And between the two of them, they had 13 dogs, including 2 Chihuahuas, a Boston Terrier, 3 Doberman Pinschers, a Basset Hound, 2 or 3 mutts in the garage. And they put this yapping Doberman right outside my window that would not stop barking. If I said that dog is still there when everyone goes to work, it will not be there when when people get home. I hate dogs. I hate dogs. Also complain about battery life when they use their phone like an MP3 player. Why don't just buy a SanDisk MP3 player? Yeah. Yep, that's what I use. Mine does not connect to the computer to do the 8 gig internal. But I do actually want to pick up a separate MP3 player, though, for a different task. I don't know. Which one the other day? Thought you looked young back then. Oh, boy. At Zerto. I say, did I ever look young? I don't know. Zorn a good option. Yeah, so Zorn's not bad. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. Most people plugging a USB drive in is a complicated backup solution. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there's an advantage to things like Spotify. That's what we'll call Spotify now. You know, that, hey, you don't have to have the music on your device. You know, of course, I prefer owning the music, but I also don't use my device to listen to a lot of music either. So, redundant 8 terabyte hard drive with another disconnect 8 drive. It runs portable versions of VeriCrypt for both Windows and Linux. 90% of my digital life has strong encryption and is local. There you go. That's awesome. That's the way to do it, man. Also, just make sure that you have a copy of that drive somewhere also, too, in case you have like a catastrophic home event. At Singular's tech lords now think we're organists and aren't that crazy. Can store photos on GitHub. All right. Of course, then you're just giving them the Microsoft. So be careful with that. Nice cat. Why, thank you. He is a nice cat. Right, Kitty. People talk about you online again. From all around the world, Kitty. Please don't click my keyboard. We Brits call bacon and eggs bacon and egg and full English. All right. Happy and love cat. Yeah, he's going to be even happier when he gets to bust into these temptations. Am I the only millennial that still hates Google Drive? No, there's a couple out there. Full English, bacon, eggs, mushroom, pork chops, tomatoes, beans, black pudding. There you go. Black pudding, is that the same as blood pudding? Those two separate dishes. Using Chromebook, I think Google collecting info. Am I wrong? There is definitely some info that Google is collecting. Yes, if you're using Chromebook. Did Anonymous lose their Nardies? I don't know. I haven't seen anything from Anonymous in a while. My cat looks evil. Well, I mean, he does have a Hitler stash. Look at that Hitler stash. He is a leading candidate for cats that look like Hitler. So, you know, he might be. Though I like cats, they choose you, not the other way around. That's right. Right, Kitty? You've chosen me, huh? He's like, yep. Yeah, I learned what Spotify did. Yeah, black pudding, blood pudding, same thing? Okay. All right. Let's see. What time is it? 1:14. Do we have time for another one? I think we can probably do another video clip. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't know. Do I want to? Do you guys want me to do another video clip? Just some basic digital millennials or digital minimalizing type stuff. How to basic control things. I don't know. I think I kind of covered everything I'd want to cover here. And I actually want to do that as my outdoor philosophy this week on my other channel. So, I don't know. See, he's not evil. He has a heart shape. Yeah, that's right. He does have a heart right here. See? He's got a nice heart right here. Right, Kitty? He's so full of love. Go for it. Yes, another video. All right. Let me go ahead and give me a second to change my banners around since I didn't actually plan a second video. Hey, Kitty, I need to get in and type on my keyboard without you laying on my keyboard, okay? Yes. I don't want you laying on my keyboard. Yes. No, cat. he just typed on the keyboard when I was trying to change the things. Ah! Kitty, you are evil. You are evil, Mr. Kitty. You are evil. Oh boy, you little cat. No, stay away from my keyboard. Stay away from my keyboard, little cat. He's like, dude, and please don't knock my monitor over either. No, come here, you. All right. There we are. It's hard doing this with one hand while I keep this cat under control. Oh boy, it looks like I have to reset my banner now too. All right, let's go with my... Okay. All right. Ever do a guide about how to get off BitLocker? No, I've never done BitLocker. I've never been on there. I can assume some Windows users would struggle with getting their BitLocker migrated to Linux. Yeah. I missed... Yeah, sorry, Fifes, you missed Pimps and Drugs, but I'll re-release the video later. There's another cat, so we might get it for Christmas. We have 2 cats and 2 birds. Nice! Don't move, cat. Just buy another USB keyboard. I could do that. I mean, I have enough computer mice around here. I think I have about as many keyboards. I do have a nice Bluetooth keyboard over there. You know, I've been using that with the Dell that's now in pieces. Cat is up no good. My cat is always up no good. Linux Kodashi OS. For secure, maybe future. Okay, cool. Some are proficient at typing one-handed. Just saying. Yeah, hey, I'm pretty good at it. But, you know, cat under control, silly human. That's right. Right, kitty. We're going to do one more clip, and then you will get your kitty treats. Okay? One more clip, and then we'll do the kitty treats. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, I just recorded a video on this article that's going around several places. Gmail hooked us on free storage, and now Google is making us pay. And I explained in the video why Google is just pulling something from the drug dealer's handbook. Get them addicted and then charge them. And I found some of the argument in the article. This is not anti-Google. It's just, I'm telling you, some of the article was just very much entitlement based. So people were given so much free storage for so long recently. There's a cat in the screen. Kitty, come on, bud. There you go, bud. So people have been so used to free storage that they're recognizing that, eventually if you don't clean stuff off, then you run out of space. I mean, hoarding comes to mind. You guys ever watch that show, Hoarders? And in the show Hoarders, I love watching the show. You get in there and you see all these people just hoard. In fact, I knew a hoarder once. He's in town here. He was a neighbor of mine. He was a hoarder. Actually, I was like one of only 3 people who's ever actually allowed in his house. So I got a chance to see. And what you'd see, now he wasn't a super bad case. He was a bad case, but not a super bad case. The worst thing about his is he collected fish lures. And so if it wasn't bad enough that there was just stuff all over, half the stuff laying around his apartment had sharp hooks in it. Yeah. You gotta really be careful. Look 3 times before you sit down. And so, but you'd go in there and you'd literally find piles and piles and piles of stuff. And that's kind of what a hoarder will do, is they'll just collect stuff and go on and on and on. And so what ended up happening is, in this digital world, is we got so used to putting everything on our devices. We used to walk around with a separate camera and a separate GPS, these different separate tools. Now we're putting everything in one device, which is good and convenient, but we have lost the habits that we did that kept us organized as people. And so you snap, and then we got so used to just pushing that data back up into the cloud, not even thinking about it. Device breaks, you just resync it, and boom, everything's all back there again. But eventually that runs out of space, especially as the cameras get better and better. And now what are we up to, like 3.2 gigapixel cameras or something? I don't know. The cameras keep on getting better, and that means that you get fewer photos in the same gigabyte spacage. And with constantly snapping photos and never deleting emails, because Google got us into the habit of not keeping our inboxes clean, because why bother? We have so much space, we'll never use it. And so what ends up happening is now we've gotten into this model where our cloud storage is being filled up. Now, these articles are going around with Google hooks us on free storage, and now they're making us pay for it. And I argued in my video that this did not have anything necessarily to do with business. We're not talking business here, which is a completely different case. we're talking about personal life. And so I want to talk today about how you can avoid filling up your cloud storage. And this is all going to be simple stuff. You're going to all have heard this. Well, hopefully you have all heard this. But what we're going to do is just kind of walk through everything. Again, go back and think back to your life when you had a separate camera, you had a separate GPS, a separate whatever you needed. And the reality is we put all of our eggs in one basket, and that actually makes us less organized. So what do? Well, treat your phone camera like you used to treat your digital camera. When you go out, you snap some photos throughout your day. Come home, and I know it's a shocking thing that most of these phones come with a cable. This cable will plug one end into your device. The other end will plug in the computer. Now, you might need to do this, then this, then this, but I promise this will fit on a port on your computer somewhere. Looks like this. It's going to fit on a port like this on your computer. And then you can set this thing to transfer files. And then you go into the files and you move the photos onto your computer. Now, there might be some photos, like you go to the beach and you take 100 photos. You may not want to share all 100 photos with your family. If you do, sorry. But pick the best 5 or 6 photos. Keep those synced in your Google account or your Microsoft account or your Apple account or whatever account it happens to be. Once they're safely backed up on your computer, delete them from your device and make sure they're not synced to your storage account. It's a very simple thing. Just stay organized. And then they're on your computer, and of course, you better be having a good backup solution so you're not losing those photos later. Now, the second thing that you want to look at is look at your emails. Now, I talk on this channel a lot about using email differently. We have been so trained by these internet-based email platforms to IMAP into things, to not clear out messages, to keep everything right on their server. And that's dangerous because now your emails are on somebody else's servers. Now, of course, I mentioned other places on this channel how that data is used to track your spending habits. It's tied into your account. It's used for a lot of different nefarious purposes. So you should be keeping that kind of stuff out. So it's a very simple thing. You set up your main computer to use a POP3 system, but then you set it to only delete the emails after about 10 days. After you do that, all of the other devices that you use will have had a chance to see that email. And then what you do is each of your devices are attached on a POP3 instead of the IMAP protocol. The difference is POP3 downloads the message onto a file on the device. IMAP it never stores any data. Well, it stores minimal data locally. What it does, though, is it always reaches out to the server. Now, what that means is that your emails are always on someone else's server. You want to clear those out. So by setting several devices to POP3, any device that needs it will have that email. And then if the email is important long-term, you can keep it on your home computer long-term. If it's not important long-term, delete it from your device. And do that with all the different things, keeping only the things that you need right now. That makes sure a few things happen. As far as Gmail is concerned, Gmail will not have the ability to track your purchases as well because those emails are deleted. In fact, emails being deleted from your server is a prereq to not being tracked by their purchase tracking analytics. So the POP account is going to make sure that your inbox is always cleared out. And then you have 2 separate files, one on your device and one on your computer. Make sure, again, that file in your computer is in your regular backups so you do not lose any important emails. Your device, you only keep the emails on the device as long as you have to. Doing these things, you're going to make sure your email account is not full. You're going to make sure that your photos are not full, and you can continue to use the free data tier that these companies give you without having to put out and pay the extra. But it's always better to always have the first reliance of your own backup strategy first, because that is the most important. They're not liable to you if all that stuff goes down. If their server goes down, and it's happened, you have a Google account, they think you violated some terms and conditions, they simply delete your stuff. You do not want to put all those eggs in that basket. You'll lose everything, and you don't want that to happen. So you want to avoid filling up the cloud storage by only pushing and sharing those photos that you have to, only storing things that you have to, and relying on your own devices, not their company servers, to make your backups. Those are my thoughts about these items, and I'll kind of end by a story. Another advantage of doing this and not relying on the individual one thing. So I used to be a big geocacher. In fact, in my state, I think I was ranked number like 5 or 6 or something in the state. So I was out doing a big geocaching trip with a friend, and we're heading down Route 101. Is it Route 1? Route 1 in California, whatever road it is that goes down the ocean coast there. And we stopped, there's a waterfall about a quarter mile in. So we stopped, parked the car, and we're hiking in to see this waterfall. We got our camera, we got our GPS. This is about 10 years ago, by the way. We have our GPS, we have our phones with us. Well, in the middle of this hike, the GPS swings out. I had it on a carabiner, and it swings out and boom, hits a rock and breaks the screen on the GPS. So our GPS is now dead. If that had been a phone, not only did we lose our ability to communicate, we lost our ability to navigate, we lost our ability to take photos, and we've lost our ability to geocache. Do not rely on a single device. People ask me all the time, what do you do for maps? Get a car GPS. It is infinitely better than using Google Maps on your phone. I promise. All right. And so with all of that being said, when we were out hiking and my GPS broke, we did not lose our photos. We did not lose our navigation. We did not lose our communication. Well, we lost our geocaching ability. Actually, we were able to pick up several geocaches with the car GPS. Just fun. But at the same token, we weren't out. Don't rely on your device for everything, people. Because when you do that, you fill up your cloud storage, you lose track of being a responsible person, you lose organization, and that's just like getting addicted to their drugs and being forced into their deal. So say no to drugs and say no to storing everything on those big company corporate servers. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. All right, oh, there's no cat over here for that picture. Where's the cat? He's like, dude, where's my blanket? You threw up on it, fool. That's why it's not there. It's in the washing machine. First time he threw up, though, in like 36 hours. So we're making progress. All right. Cat under control. Yeah. Kitty has me trained. Yep. Thumbs up for the stream. Or I pour coffee on your keyboards. That's right. That's right, guys. We're going to get some. What am I drinking today? I think this is the Maxwell House. I think I got the Maxwell House. I got to say, after drinking the Maxwell House, drinking the Folgers, I think Folgers is better. Neither one is amazing, but hey, the Maxwell House was half the price, so I went with it. Kitty treats. We'll get to kitty treats in just a second. Hello, Mitchell. Greetings. Sorry, what? I have to pay for my 15 on Gmail? No, you do not have to pay your first 15 is free. There is no cloud, just other people's computers. That's right. That's why I don't use them. Tell people you need to do a spring cleaning on your digital life as well. I personally do it. Go through the drive. Yeah, absolutely. I looked at my password list the other day. I had things for accounts I haven't logged into for like a decade or two. It's crazy. See fire inside the mountain. I see fire in the burning trees. That's right. Fill your cloud storage with that stuff. Then you won't be able to fill it with your photos. Ugh. Circus fire? It was intense. I did not hear about the circus fire. Was it a dumpster fire? Organized by creating folders and subfolders. Ooh, somebody asked me to do that. I forgot about it. I do need to do a video about how I organize. I'm sorry. Somebody asked me to do that. And I thought I had it written down somewhere, but maybe I didn't. Hello, first name, last name. You missed like two clips, man. in high school, and we have to use Google Classroom and Drive, so nobody actually knows how to manage their data. Yep, that's true. Have a file system that makes sense to you, for God's sake, create folders and subfolders, and you will find stuff in less than a minute. Yep. Keep electrical tape over the cameras. Usually leave the phone at home. Yep, just downgrade. Yeah. First hard drive was 50 megabytes. Yeah. That was huge, man, back in that day. Force use Google Forms and such in class. I have a ton of throwaway accounts for this. Also, we can't format our documents in certain classes using LibreOffice. Yeah, they're training you to be sheep. Selling your souls to the company store. What kind of Wi-Fi speed do I need for YouTube live stream? I think, like, if you're streaming from a phone, I think you can actually do it. I mean, I'm not sure I'd try it on 3G. I'd say probably at least 4G. So, like, right now I'm pushing 5 kilobit per second to do full HD. If you drop down to a 720, I think you only need to stream, it might be 1.2 or it might be 700K. I can't remember what it is. But depending on what you're pushing, you need, I'm pushing 5K, 5K a second. I think you can go as low as just under a gig a second to do 720p. All emails and baby pictures deleted permanently for wrong think. That's right. Hey, I was actually told when I bought my first good computer, I was told that hard drive is so big I will never fill it. It was 1.6 gigabytes. Always take a map. Yeah, learn how to use a map. There's a thought. Gemini GPS on the car, only $100. Yep. Paul, what did you do? How often do you clean your computers? I typically reinstall the perfectly fine operating systems every few months. Just start clean. It depends. Like, I'm actually running my media PC, which I usually would have jumped ship every couple of, weeks, really. I've been on that one for quite a while. I'm thinking when I rebuild this Dell, I'm thinking I might want to rebuild the operating system. It's for the simple reason, it takes like 5 minutes to boot up, because when you had 17.3 is what I started on, then you went into the 18 branch, it just took forever to boot the computer after that. So I might wipe it, and I was thinking about wiping it and doing half of it just Linux Mint for basic work and doing the other half as cubes. I think that'd be a cool way to go. Computers are seen as magic black boxes. They're just tools, yeah. Some people just need to learn how to do some basic management. All right, let's go and feed the kitty, and then we'll hang out until the comments run dry. Oh, kitty. It's time, kitty. It's time. It's time, kitty. Come on. It's time. You come up here in 10 seconds, I might bring you by some goldfish crackers next. That's right. I did find out that the kitty loves goldfish crackers. Right, move you over here, and here we go, kitty. Oh, I'm going to move the camera around a little bit so we can see kitty better. There we are. There's nothing in my hand, kitty. They're all over here. They're all over here. You're so dumb. Go get him. Give us some paw. Or some face. Go for some paw, buddy. Go for some paw. Yeah, we got the paw action going. There you go. Get it? Yeah, he got it. And here's another one. And we'll do one for... Whoop. Sorry, we'll do one for this camera over here. Oh, that's a small one. We'll give him... Ow, that's my finger. one more, because that was a tiny one. There you go. Are they finger looking good? They are. They're finger looking good. Hey, there's another finger. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. We're about out of temptations again. I gotta go get me some more of them. Oh, you gonna leave now? You gonna moon everybody on their way out? Kitty's trying to moon everybody. All right, Kitty stopped. Like mint cube setup. Yeah, that sounds like a good. I was thinking about doing that. I need to evaluate because I'm really only using like a quarter of what's on that drive, so I think that'd be a good thing to do. Learn each installed snap slows down your Linux desktop. Yes, it does. That's because if you have all of those snaps installed, go ahead and have a look in your disks. It's safe to FileZilla to connect to your tablet to transfer stuff. You need to plug in a cable. I think FileZilla is just fine. Yeah. I use the cable because I think running the cable's faster than setting up the server, but that's that. Kitty tree. It's fun and amazing that one can have a 128 gigabyte and more on their keyring. Things have changed. Yep. Indeed. Yep. All right, guys, we've reached the bottom of the comments. So thanks for hanging out. And I will get one of these two up today. Maybe I'll do the other one tomorrow. I was thinking about doing some Linux videos soon, though, too. I think I've been almost the whole week without actually discussing Linux, which is stupid, but, you know. Anyway, we will catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope that y'all enjoy switching to Linux. And say no to drugs, please.